I feel like this needs to be said before we do Queen City Confessions a few times a week, but thank you for being vulnerable and trusting us with your confessions. We don't do this lightly when you
No,
send your stuff
yeah.
in. So I just want you to know that thank you for trusting us with things that are so heavy on your heart. We are live right now on the Miguel and Holly and the Hits 961 Facebook page for Queen City Confessions.
All right. And if you want to submit yours, text the word hits along with your confession and send it to 96893.
Here's the first one. My best friend just got married this fall. I moved in with her and her new husband this spring because I lost my job. They've been so nice and accommodating. I feel like I'm ruining their first year of marriage by being around all the time since I can't find a job. I sometimes will go on dates with guys and be with them at their place just so I can stay out of my best friend and her new husband's hair.
Oh.
I would not look at it that way. If they didn't want you there, they would ask you to not be there.
Would they?
I
What if they thought it was a good idea at first, and then the longer it goes on, like, they're uncomfortable, but they don't wanna put her out because how do you tell a friend, "Hey, find somewhere else," when maybe she can't?
So here's the difference is I feel like the fact that you're self-aware enough to be this conscious about it, that you're not a person that's just like all up in their grill all the time.
Right.
Because to
That would be the problem if we
right.
were all like, When's family dinner?"
Right. Because it sounds like you're giving them their space to like live in their first year of marriage. Because, we always say that Holly and I lived together the first 5 years that we worked together.
Right.
Well, in that time, Holly got with her ex-husband. He moved in, they got engaged, they got married, and there were several
And then
times
we moved to another city and we still all lived.
together as you were a newlywed and
I
I was
know,
just the third wheel, like, hey, y'all, I'm still here.
you
But
know.
there were several times throughout that process that I was very conscious of the fact that y'all were newlyweds. And I would ask both of you, sober and drunk,
Yeah,
are you all okay with me being here still? Because if you want me to move out, I'll move out.
right.
And
And I
both of
didn't.
you were okay with it.
I didn't want you to move out. In fact, it was like the worst thing on the world when you did move out and things really went downhill after that. It was sad. It
but
was so sad.
but that's what I'm curious about with this situation, because I mean, after I moved out of your place with your ex-husband, Holly, I mean,
Yeah,
that's when things they unfortunately did go down
yeah.
and y'all were like, "Oh, wait, I had been there the entire time of your relationship."
Right. So, it is really tough, and that's due to no one's fault. That's just circumstance. So,
Right.
obviously, you do want to move out at some point. Hopefully, the sooner the better. But I wouldn't stress yourself out too much about it.
Have you
I
ever
would just be trying.
had a house guest stay for like way too long? How miserable did they make life for you? Call
Mm.
us up 1-844 hit 961.
1-844-448-7961 or text hits in your message to 96893.
Here's another Queen City confession. I'm in a new relationship and it's truly great, but I still think of my ex. I literally check her social media daily. I'll sometimes call her private and hope she answers just so I can hear her voice. I don't want to be with her, but I think it just brings me comfort. No one knows about this.
Oh, my friend, you need some therapy. And I am not saying like, "Oh, go drop a bunch of money on a therapist," but, like, you need to do some self-reflection and some inner work because if you were truly very satisfied in this new relationship, you wouldn't be doing that.
So does
Like,
this mean
maybe
that
it
they're not
seems it's great, but yeah, like,
right? Do you think that they're not truly enjoying this relationship if you're still having to check back in with the ex?
I think so. I think there's something that like, what made you get into this new relationship? What do you even like about it? Because why are you so obsessed about another person if this relationship is quote unquote going so well? Like,
Mm,
who is it going well for? The
right.
other person? On paper? Your parents? Social media? Because obviously it's not going that well for you because you are still obsessed with this ex, and you have to find a way to let the ex go, and that's just gonna be some deep inner work. And maybe the person you're with is your person, but you're not able to give them all of you if you're giving so much time and energy to someone that you don't have in your life anymore.
Mm. If you've been in that situation before that you were in this relationship that you just felt like you could not get over it? Like there was something about that person that years later you're still like this confessor calling them just to hear their voice?
That's that thank you for being so open and vulnerable with us, but I think that's not healthy behavior.
How did you finally get over that person? 1-844 hit 961.
1-844-448-7961 or text HITS and your message to 96899.